So, hello all, and welcome to this series of fan engagement motivation, where we are talking to some passionate IPL fans and trying to bring out their fan stories to all of you and trying to understand that what are the factors that motivate them to follow a specific IPL franchise very passionately season after season. So, in this series today, we have Sanjay with us, and he's a passionate Royal Challengers Bangalore fan. And as I always ask this question at first to any RCB fan. So, are you a RCB fan or are you a Kohli fan?
Basically, I'm a RCB fan. But to start, I am Virat Kohli's diehard fan too. I'm a diehard fan of Virat Kohli too. But when it comes to RCB or Virat Kohli, I'll 100% choose RCB because from 2008 I started watching cricket because of RCB because the passionate towards Bangalore. Later on, yeah, for Virat Kohli, I started his fandom from 11, I think. So Bangalore is before, so I support because it's Bangalore. That's all.
Right, right. So, is it your geographical connect with the franchise that motivates you to follow them, or are there any other reasons like the iconic players that they had in the initial seasons?
Yeah, basically, first thing which comes to mind is a geographical reason only because I stay in Bangalore. Because we have noticed few teams where few states they have struggled to play IPL. Like, for example, if you take Maharashtra, if you take Lucknow or something or Madhya Pradesh, there is no team. Luckily, Bangalore has a team in the IPL, so geographical connect and yeah, on, obviously because of the iconic players where we had Kale, Stein, and Ross Taylor, so many we had, yeah. Both we get it.
Right. So in my one of my previous interviews with a fan, so he mentioned that some of the franchise took time to understand the T20 cricket, and then later on they tried to understand that how important having a consistent squad is for a particular franchise to have that kind of fan base. So RCB, they also when we look at their initial seasons, so every season before the auction, they used to release a lot of players. So do you think that it kind of affects you as a fan that you see that so many players getting released season after season?
Yeah, that's true because I have been terrific. I have gone through like being a fan, diehard fan. I have gone through sad stages because where we think before the auction, we think yeah this fellow will be retained or this fellow will be kept as a backup. And during the auction, we will be surprised to see that players get released. So we'll be like, what's happening? What's even happening? Yeah, it impacts the fan. It impacts fans most because we'll be focused. Like we'll be having our own strategy. Like RCB might retain him, they might play him in this upcoming tournament or they might giving him chance. For example, you can take Moeen Ali. Moeen Ali has been actually to compare to Stoinis or Edmund, Moeen Ali has given his best with the ball and the bat. Surprisingly, released in the auction, which I never expected Ali would be released. Yeah, so few times in the from 2008 to 16, yeah, there are some cases where I got sad or where I went through like they should have not released him because it has impacted the most. Because example, you can take Stein, who was released, but he came back to RCB, and few players like Rahul, they didn't back Rahul. Where I felt bad, that was the most. 2017 was the most thing where I felt bad because they left Rahul. So from 18, even being a cricket fan, you also have seen how Rahul performed 18, 19, 20, and current season. So yeah, there are some players where I get up and down.
Right. So continuing this discussion, so we have seen, and most of the fans they try to comment on this that whenever RCB releases a player in the next season, that player performs really well for another franchise. So how does this affect you as a fan? For example, Stoinis, when he got released, he has a brilliant season. Then similarly, you talk about Moeen Ali, he got released, he had a brilliant season. So we have so many examples.
Yeah, best example. Rahul is the best one. Whom do you want except Rahul? Whom do you want? Seeing Rahul only, the we fans will be like, "Hmm, God damn it, what's happening in the ground?" And that especially that fellow, he smashes against RCB especially. He's meant like, I want to play against RCB because they left me. I want to show why they. I want to prove why I was worth. Yeah, few times it hurts. Yeah, whether if you take best example is Watson, Shane Watson. We can see he played two IPL finals, 87 and 117. I never expected that Watson might play because his prime time was over by the time he was in RCB. We have seen him performing 8, 9, 10. Those was his prime times where he got the man of the tournament and all. Yeah, seeing Watson and all, it hurts a bit. But thinking as a practical cricket fan, yeah, players they'll give their best. Yeah, Moeen Ali, even Moeen Ali coming to Moeen Ali, yeah, I was pretty happy because he performed for us also. He hit crucial 86, 65, and even he gave the ball. Yeah, but it, as you told, it hits a lot. It hits for us. But at the end of the day, it's a game of cricket. Anything might happen. But we have a reverse strategy also for this year. Someone like Maxwell Prode, I don't play for Punjab. I play for RCB only. Like that. Yeah, ups and downs are there. Yeah.
Right, right. But do you see a kind of change in RCB setup in last 2 years since Mike Hassan's arrival, the Mike Hassan Virat Kohli partnership? Do you feel that now there is kind of some kind of stability in the RCB squad, and now there is a core that you can identify apart from just Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers?
Yeah, when you consider, for example, before starting with Michael Sons, I'll take 2016. You only know, being a cricket fan, you know how strong we had squad. Rahul, Chris Gale, Watson, Kohli, De Villiers. Bowling was also up to mark. Because of the coach, we lagged it behind. Vettori couldn't use the players, and the strategy didn't work well. And as you told, Mike Hassan, yeah, we have seen. Though 19 we didn't play well, I agree. 19 we ended up in 7 or 8, I think. Yeah, it was one bad season where we lost 6 in a row. Yeah, that was again coming to 20. We had a good season. I don't know what happened in the second half. We just slipped it away. But Mike Hassan, I don't know how his brain works because leaving, I told in the auction, few players were left with where I was unsatisfied. Why did they go? But the same thing, the strategy which he used to buy Maxwell, I liked it the most because he calculates the stats in IPL, he calculates international performance, he brings in overall stats. If you take teams like Delhi or something, they go by the players' performance in the recent thing, like they go by SMAT, they go by Vijay Hazare, they go by Big Bash League. Example is Really Meredith. They went only by Big Bash League. They didn't see his first class performance or nothing. So his strategy is good. Yeah, Mike and Virat Kohli is going good. 19, 20, 21. This year it's yet to happen. Yeah, I feel like if Mike Hassan stays for more longer in RCB, I think some magic might happen because the way he uses the player. But even though few players didn't get a chance to play in the matches, but he'll bring the right player in the right time. So that's what I like about him.
Right, right. And with RCB, there is this unique hashtag which a lot of RCB fans and all the social media fans they use this hashtag Isala Cup Namde. So, for example, in a hypothetical situation, if RCB wins the title this season, so what do you think will be the hashtag next year?
Yeah, what to tell? I'm really like held by a question like blocked. Oh, what question is asking? Yeah, now the trend is like Isala Cup namde. From 16 it's happening. 16 Isala Cup namde, 17 Isala Cup namde. 20, to be honest, and being a fan, I really expected RCB will be somewhere after seeing the first 7 matches. Second 7 matches, I don't know what in the world happened to them. They lost like they lost. Yeah, but there are chances of winning title this year because this year I didn't even expect that CSK will perform like Abba so much. So they also performed. Yeah, same trend only might go for the next year. Isala Cup namde or till the next IPL comes, it will be like Mundin Salah Cup namde or something like that. Yeah, trend never changes because that is, I think that hashtag is one which affected players emotionally too. Isala Cup namde, and even we have seen in the recent matches, Virat Kohli mentioned in interview telling fans don't get overconfidence. The way he told, the next match we lost because fans we just we like being a fan. I'm telling 6 matches if we win, I'll also be having the seventh one also we should only win. We should only win. We should not think practically. That affects us most. That hashtag, if it remains, it will be like a fan movement for RCB.
Right, right. And what about the other hashtag? The other hashtag is play bold. So what does that mean? So sometimes we see very aggressive cricket. They have like some of the highest individual scores by players playing for RCB. But while playing bold, they also have this lowest score as a team. So what does that mean to you as a fan?
This was something I unexpected from you. Yeah, because yeah, play bold hashtag coming to play bold. Yeah, there are situations where re- from a cricket aspect, we never expected such a huge scores, or we never expected such a huge partnership by the players. Because coming, if you talk about 2011, 175 of Gill, I never expected such an innings in a T20 cricket. I really never expected. ODI will be seeing 200s, 180s, 160s. Yeah, T20 I never expected. Yeah, because I think RCB provides a perfect T20 entertainer. Few times we fail as we have lower scores. We are in the first season, first match we have 82 gone against KKR. Against KKR we again have 49, which was unbelievable. Yeah, few times ups and downs happens. Yeah, playbold coming to that playbold hashtag. Yeah, that suits because there are unique players who play like up to the mark. Like example, you can take ABD, Virat. They fail sometimes, but when they play, they give their best. Even coming to young talent, Padikkal, Yadav Padikkal has been shining well in RCB from last year. Yeah, so playboard means it comes in both the ways. I thought like if it's lowest, yeah, that hashtag doesn't apply because up to the mark performance was not given. Few times it applies because we expect the unexpected as we RCB have faced both securing the highest total and securing the lowest total. Yeah, both things happen. They have to accept the truth.
Right. So as a fans, so fans they usually want to see Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers performing well for RCB. So do you think that a kind of RCB fan base they just get satisfied after seeing a half century from Virat Kohli or RCB, and for them winning the title doesn't matter as long as Virat Kohli is having a 500 plus season or ABD is having a 500 plus season?
Yeah, while considering your question, yeah, while considering when we go focusing only on players, yeah, fans get a treat when ABD and Virat is at the squeeze because Virat performs well in IPL, well in T20 cricket, and ABD, no doubt, no questions about him. He performs good in everything. So yeah, their partnership means a lot because those big shots they hit around the ground, whether it's ABD or whether it's Virat, they play all those pull around the ground shots. We'll be happy to see that when it is coming to teams aspect, like not only will be satisfied with Virat Kohli scored a 50, yes, we are happy. We are satisfied from a player's point of view, being a player's fan, yeah, I'm satisfied like Virat Kohli scored a 50, I'm happy. ABD scored 100, 150 partnership. From a team's point of view, until the team secure the well-needed partnership for the team, we have seen like Moeen Ali and ABD scoring a crucial partnership against KKR. That matters for a team. Yeah, those partnerships from a team point of view, that matters from a player's point of view. As you told, if Virat Kohli scores 100, yes, I am happy because he's scoring 100. Yeah, something which I was unexpected in a T20 cricket. Yeah, so it happens like that from 2 points. But being a fan, as I told, I am connected from the geographical part. I see from a team's point of view.
Right. So, from a team's point of view, when in the team you have your Indian cricket captain leading the franchise, and you have ABD Villiers who is loved across India. So, do you feel or do you think that there is additional pressure on Indian youngsters who play in that team who come before Kohli or who come after ABD Villiers at 5-6?
Yeah, because yeah, as you told, yeah, world best batsman ABD Villas is there, and current world best. People call him legend. People call him king. Yeah, Virat Kohli, who is like who was unstoppable. Now he's losing his form, but hoping that he has to come back to form. Yeah, keeping those two big hits in the team. Yeah, for uncapped players, there'll be a lot of pressure. For example, if you take DDP, we have seen him bad, like he must be cool, but inside there will be much pressure because opening with Finch, exclude Finch's innings in the last season, opening with Finch, another experienced captain and a player, there'll be pressure because he's playing in the team where he has three best players in the world, Finch, AB, and Virat. So there will be like, if I don't score, I lose image, or if I don't score, like they'll make me sit the next match. I should give my 100%. DDP will have, and the lower order bowlers also will have like Saini. Saini, who was uncapped before bringing it to national team, he'll have that pressure like how to impress my captain or how to impress the other star players in my team, like bowling full length or bowling in the slot deliveries. Players will be having that pressure because when they're around such huge players, yeah, they would like to build a positive environment around them because we have seen, like for example, in this IPL, what I noticed that Punt has become the cap player now. When Avesh Khan was going for runs against RCB, I don't know some team, Punt he took a wicket in the last over where Punt did not celebrate. Avesh Khan went to him, but Punt told go back. So that because he has got hit in the last over, so that energy, like that negativity would not have been formed. So players will be having that kind of pressure because they'll be aiming for national debut or they'll be aiming for good response from the cricketers. Yeah, the pressure will be there, but in the ground we'll be seeing from the television. We'll feel like they'll be not having any pressure. They're just playing cool like that.
Right, right. So when there is so much limelight on the batsman in RCB's setup, so do you feel that sometimes the bowlers, even if they perform well, they get unnoticed? For example, Siraj bowled really well in this particular season, but we still talk about DDP's 50 or a brilliant season, or like Virat didn't get 100 or ABD had a brilliant season, but somehow the bowlers they get unnoticed.
Yeah, it's good you brought up Siraj. Yeah, Siraj not only this season, the previous season also he performed well. Who expected against KKR he would bring 3 wickets for 8 runs? Yeah, few times bowlers go unnoticed. Taking Siraj as an example, bowlers go unnoticed. We question, we fans or any fan just questions about why is Virat not getting a 50 or why is Virat not having good season. And we praise DDP and we praise DDP because he's young. He has to be pushed. He has to be praised. So what about the players in the back, bowlers? Bowlers go unnoticed. They should also be pushed because Siraj is someone who was pushed, who had a bad 3 4 bad seasons again in RCB. He made a debut in the international cricket. From there he shined it. He proved it in the last year. Like I can bowl, I can give my best. I am a player who should be retained. Like who can be retained by a team if they back me up. I'll not lose that trust. Few times bowlers go unnoticed. Whether coming to Saini also had a good season last year, 2 years. He went unnoticed. Few players go because even Avesh Khan, yeah, he went unnoticed for his expensive runs in the last season. This season he's proving his worth. But as you told, we should give as much as importance to the bowlers who's performing well, not only praising the star players or not only praising young players because they'll also be looking for good responses from the captain or from the team because they have given that much performance for the team means they'll be expecting something in return like some good words or some motivational these things or something. Yeah, we should never leave a player like that because it affects them. They might get into sadness or they might get into depression. We have seen many players like that. Unmuk Chand is the example. If you, he has never come to the picture after 17 or 16 World Cup. Yeah, so it happens sometimes.
Right, right. So similarly, if we compare the RCB style of play and Punjab's style of play, they have so many common players who have played for both the franchisees, and we see a lot of commonalities between these two teams in terms of their setup. Both have a fan base due to their batting department, but not because of their bowling department. They both are very batting heavy. So, and they both have not won a title so far. So, as a fan, what differences do you see, or how do you see RCB different from Punjab Kings? And which franchise do you think will win the title first?
Being a being a first, I'll talk being a RCB fan. Being a RCB fan, I want RCB to win the title first because compared to Punjab, our batting lineup is stronger. Middle order is also stronger. Bowling lineup, yeah, I agree it's weak when compared to all other teams. When compared to Punjab, yeah, we have better bowling lineup. Coming to Punjab, what's happening is in every auction I see the Punjab bidding, they'll just go for batsmen, they'll just go for openers, even though they have enough openers, they'll go for middle orders, they leave the bowlers unselected. So yeah, they're lacking in bowling department. If Punjab has the bowlers like Punjab already have bowlers like Shami, Jai Richardson. Jai Richardson is not a bad bowler for being. We have seen his performance against India itself. Yeah, Shami and Ravi Bishnoi, who is an young talent, they should utilize the bowlers in the correct way. Yeah, I would like to say if Punjab picks and makes the players to play in the right thing. Punjab definitely has a stronger bowling lineup compared to RCB. Being an RCB fan, I am openly telling it because I have seen Punjab's bowling lineup in the previous season or in like 13, 14 or like that. Players like that, if Punjab gets into the picture, yeah, they would likely to be the persons to win the title. But I would like to say RCB will win the first title because compared to Punjab, because we have stronger batting lineup, we have. But the previous 2 years, we have lost the record against Punjab. Like we have been losing against them continuously. When it comes to the playoff thing, I think we'll be able to beat Punjab because we have that enough resources.
Right, right. So previously, when we used to talk about RCB, so we used to talk about ABD and Virat Kohli. But now there is another famous trio in RCB whom fans really like, especially from a social media point of view, and that's Maxwell, Chahal, and Mr. Nags. So the kind of content that they generate, especially the Nags Maxwell partnership, so it's really working for RCB. So what do you have to say about this as a fan?
Yeah, as you told, these three trio is something. There is a good bonding between them. Maxwell, Chal, because from since the international games, they both are like brothers or friends. We can tell. Maxwell Lax partnership is like quite funny and it's quite nice because we have seen the video in the swimming pool how Max talks to Maxwell and how Maxwell responds to Nax. Yeah, there is some good bonding because no, I'm not telling that other teams are bad or something. Yeah, because there are no like there is no other team investing much in offside off the ground like this. Like whether it may be third, 12th man TV or whether it may be Nax. This thing RCB is investing because if Nax do a video with the players will think like they'll be relaxed. They'll be having some much pressures about the game. If they're in the playoffs moment, they'll be like, yeah, I have to perform today because I need the team to get qualified for playoffs. When they talk to Nags or something, they'll get some positive this thing or some funny moments because they'll get their mind relaxed. Yeah, there is someone who can help us get through this or some game sessions RCB plans out in the hotel room or something. Yeah, those all helps the players to develop their mental capabilities because when they are under severe pressure, yeah, something like this would make them feel free.
Right. And how important is the Bold Diaries series as a fan? Because when some games happen, you kind of feel that why did Virat Kohli take this decision, or why he sent a player above any particular player XYZ. So how important is it for a fan to get such kind of answers from the management itself after the game?
Yeah, as you told, yeah, I have felt worst. I have felt sad after many matches. Like, why was such a worst decision taken? Like, example, you can tell Finch. Finch who played, though he didn't perform well, I can tell, he's a person who can be played all 14 matches, even though if he didn't score 20 above, because he's a person we can tell we don't know when he'll explode. When he'll explode, if once if he starts to explode, he's unstoppable. Finch. The same thing. 11 matches he played, they made him sit. Philippi, they tried 2 matches. Again, they made him sit. They bought a Finch in the playoffs, which I didn't understand. First, I went confused with the strategy. What kind of strategy they are playing? Then after the match, they released the Bold Diaries. After every match, they released where Mike Hassan or Simon Katic, captain, all three explains like why did captain take such a decision in spite of Mike Hassan backing. Like for example, if you take Mike Hassan wanted to send AB at number 3, but Virat as a captain for that situation, he slipped him to number 4. So they'll discuss like why I sent in AB at 4, why I bought up Sundar in the opening, who I tried Shabazz. This year I liked it the most because they explained inch and inch everything because why did Azharuddin didn't get to play? Why they were trusting on Rajat Patidar? Why he was such an explosive player? Yeah, because it as a being a fan, it matters the most because when we are in a confused state, like why did they play this? Why did they play that? Once they tell that, we'll start and analyze. Oh, this was the strategy used by them. Yeah, hope so that it didn't work next time, so they might change it or they might use the same combo and they might get a hit like that. Yeah, those Bold Diaries, I never miss it. I watch it because it helps us gain knowledge as a cricket fans. Like for example, you are starting a YouTube channel. I told you that you would become an analyst because that helps us because being a cricket fan, we'll know whether if you compare international, we'll know Stoinis is good or Hardik is good. Whether to Pandya to player like that, it is important to a fan much.
Right, right. So do you think that this is what makes RCB some kind of similar to Mumbai Indians in terms of addressing and connecting with their fans? Because Mumbai also, they have this a similar kind of series where they show the inside dressing room talks after the match, where the coach addresses the concerns and he points out the mistakes of each and every player. Do you think that this makes fan more connected with the franchise and he feels that he's also part of the dressing room?
Yeah, the dressing room videos they make, like I don't know how they shoot it, but they shoot it like if Padi. I'll tell about the Rajasthan match only how I felt, because that is where I felt daily. I'm seeing dressing match. Padikal enters the room. They were like, "Oh, all the way, Padikal. Yeah, such a knock, such a knock." All are appreciating, and he's happy to get the appreciation because he played a wonderful knock. We'll just feel like for a second we'll feel like we are with them. We are in the dressing room. Like yeah, we are feeling that like we can say the 3D environment or around us. We'll be like yeah, we this is what it connects with the fan a lot, because we want our players like how they get appreciated, whether they get demotivated or motivated is secondary, but what it matters is dressing room thing. Yeah, I have been connected with almost all the matches. 2 3 matches I slipped it, but yes, it matters to me most.
Right. And then when we look at the young talented squad, so they have a talented star from Karnataka, the local boy, the Padikal. They have a talented guy from Bengal, Shahbaz Ahmed. So KKR people, they wanted him very badly, but RCB got him. Then they got another star from Middle India, Rajat Patidar. So, RCB, do you think that since Mike Hessen's arrival, they are spotting the young talent, especially the scouting team, they are spotting the young Indian talent really well? Because now we see that they have given some really good responsibility to Shahbaz Ahmed, the way they use Rajat Patidar, given him chances, the way they use Devdutt Padikkal.
Yeah, but coming to you, yeah, you told the middle aged star Rajat Patidar, because I have seen player. I was coming being a fan. I was okay. I was also not happy with Rajat's performance, but I backed him because we should never judge a player just by one match. It was his debut match. Okay, I accept it. He went for zero against a spinner, which was unnecessary. Or he played crucial innings in Ahmedabad. Though we lost against Punjab, he gave his best. He gave his best, 32 or something. Pressure was there for Kohli because he was wasting balls. So it is new to him. Like we can tell, IPL is like international cricket for youngsters, because they'll get all the star players all around the world playing with them. Yeah, they'll have it. But RCB, yeah, from last season, I think they're targeting youngsters, because they're targeting star youngsters. I can tell whether it is Devdutt Padikkal, or we can take Mohammad Azharuddin from Kerala, or Shahbaz Ahmed, as you told, and Rajat Patil. That they're targeting youngsters who have performed well. They're just not seeing like one S match or two S match. They have been watching them like 2 seasons of Vijay Hazare, 2 seasons of S match. Devdutt Padikkal, yeah, Devdutt Padikkal just was taken because of one Vijay Hazare Trophy match where he performed consistently last season. But this season he proved why I was picked by RCB management. He gave his best in Vijay Hazare. He gave his best in SMAT. So yeah, players like from IPL, players develop their playing skills, because we can tell we have seen many players getting selected for India. Yeah, it matters the most, because once if you target youngsters, they'll be like once if you, for example, you can take Virat Kohli. Azharuddin himself put a story telling that I got a call from Virat by telling congrats, you are in RCB. Yeah, playing with the captain builds bonding with the players. Yeah, that's what matters. Whether you come to CSK or whether you take any team, playing with the star players builds a bond. They get experience, they get the motivational words from the skipper or the players, which impacts more. So yeah, any team targeting youngsters and giving them chances would be helpful.
Right. So when we see Virat Kohli's captaincy, so I won't comment on his captaincy part, But Virat Kohli's captaincy has a different kind of style, which we have not seen in other Indian captains because they have been very cool and calm. But Virat Kohli has that aggressive style that meets with the play bold hashtag and matches with RCB's style of play. So, but they also have a very calm and composed AB de Villiers in the squad who kind of balances it out. So similarly, they have someone like Maxwell who has a completely different personality in the leadership group. So, as a fan, when you see that there are three different personalities with three different opinions and three different kinds of natures, three different kinds of thinking process. So, how do you think that this franchisee will go into future once ABD leaves?
You put me in a difficult situation asking this question. Once ABD leaves, yeah, you can tell. Yeah, Virat is fire, ABD is cool as ice, and Maxwell is warm as water. We know their strategies. Yeah, once ABD leaves, I am really unable to think if ABD leaves, it'll collapse. It will collapse half of the RCB's middle order. It'll like from 100% it'll drop to 60% directly. The 40% impact goes away. Yeah, because even when Virat is aggressive or something during the captaincy, ABD is the one who goes near him, talks to him, and makes him come out of it. There are situations where Virat was very angry, like with the umpire's decision or with the opponent players, where we saw ABD coming to him, talking to him, and bringing him out. Yeah, impact of ABD has been most with Virat because they have that bond, brotherhood bonding. Coming to Maxwell, yeah, Maxwell is a kind of player whether whether he's a captain or not a captain does not matter. After every ball, I have seen him this year for RCB. Every bowler, he just goes near him, gives them tips as whatever tips he can. Coming to Kylie Jamison, who Maxwell really helped Jamison with this bowling this thing. He gave him tips. Coming to Chahal when he was getting smashed or Siraj, he gives the correct tips. Yeah, getting tips from the star players is what the players want. As you told, if ABD leaves, I think RCB would just go this way. Like it is like somewhere it is like yeah, it is straight. If ABD leaves, it is like it will tilt to one side.
Right, right. So when ABD leaves, so that will be a huge blow for RCB in terms of performance, the kind of hole that they have to fill in the middle order, and also in terms of fan following, because there is a lot of craze, ABD's craze among fans.
I would like to add on one more point. ABD's craze is yeah. Once if he leaves, like not only because we have seen, though we fans tell no, RCB won't depend on AB. RCB gives their best. There are few matches, crucial matches where AB because of AB only we won the match. Coming to this year, whether it is against DC, the 78 which was required, whether it was coming against MI which was 47 which was required. We just we fans like we'll be like yeah, ABD is not the one only who plays that RCB's middle order, this one goes and we can't find a replacement for AB who can perform in crucial stages, smacking the bowlers in the last overs or in. You can take Stoinis. Just name me one player other than ABD in such a pressure who can smash 23 runs in the last over with the opponent having player like Sundar or player like Shahbaz Ahmed, not even like Maxwell. Yeah, middle order drops. There can be replacement like players. There are star players who can replace him, or there are young Indians who can replace him. But that impact, as you told, will not get that impact on the batting or on the field. That ABD impact is must for RCB. It's like it's stick together. ABD and RCB is like bonded.
Right.
Bonded. It's hard to remove them.
Right, right. So now coming to the last question of this particular segment. So, what makes RCB so special to you as a fan?
Okay, yeah. Telling first point I would like to tell because I stay in Bangalore, I am emotionally connected. The second thing is like I'm coming to Anthem. I know we have been trolled few times for Anthem. Yeah, I agree. But being a Bangalore connected emotionally, whenever you hear Anthem, I swear like I'll be getting some goosebumps because that impact, that fan craze, that fan voice is there. No, being just thinking just as a fan, not as a ABD or Kohli fan. I'm like still emotionally connected. Few moments from the perspective of team, yeah, there are some goosebumps moments. I have been to stadium some 1 or 2 times, I think, because I don't go much to stadium because being in stadium is better. I don't know. I think watching in TV is only better because if you are in stadium somewhere and all this thing, if you are in a stadium, like there are some goosebump moments from fans when we say together like RCB, RCB or RCB. There are some anthem slogans given by the fans. There are some goosebumps, emotionally connected. When it comes to Virat and ABD, when compared to them, RCB brings out reels or IGTV videos with some other BGMs and all. We'll be like, few things make me cry. When because of the BGM or because of the player's reaction, I don't know. I get emotionally and I have cried for few things seeing the reels or IGTV videos. Few things I'll be like, yes, this is the team we need. This is what we expect. They should roar back. They should bounce back. Yeah, there is some ups and downs even in the fans. I don't know how they use the BGM. If you are emotionally connected, you'll just drop it away. That's
Right, right, right. So I think it's a brilliant way to end this particular segment by talking about the brotherhood of Virat Kohli and ABD Villiers. So thanks, Sanjay, for sharing your fan stories and talking about the various aspects of RCB's fandom. It was really nice talking to you.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for the opportunity. I should tell because I never got such an opportunity to express about RCB or express about the emotion I had towards the team, whether it was about the players or about the team. You giving the opportunity, I was able to expose my inner thoughts from many years. I had kept it inside. You should share with my friends like, oh yeah, okay, this much, this much. You bought it, what's inside me, you bought it completely out by asking questions. Yeah, I feel happy sharing with you.
Thanks, man. Thanks.